What up, everybody? This is your Cosmic Homegirl, and I'm doing a weekly forecast for the week starting May 26, 2019, and ending June 2nd, 2019. Oh my gosh, it's already June. Can you guys believe that? The year is already like halfway over, just about. Pretty crazy. So, we are in the middle of Gemini season, and Gemini is the sign that does rule talking, speaking and communication and whatnot. And also, it rules learning new skills, picking up bits and pieces of information. So, I do have a few things going on during Gemini season. Well, what's the remainder of it? Mercury is only in Gemini until the 4th, but the sun will be there until June 21st, and then Venus is going to enter Gemini in June as well. So we still got some Gemini energy hanging out for a minute, but I will this week only until June 3rd. I have Skype readings on sale. So a 30-minute Skype reading is normally $89, but I reduced it down to $55 for a little while. Only for this week. That means I'm scheduling Skype audio calls. So you guys can talk to me about up to 2 topics. We can discuss up to 2 topics in your chart, and they can be any topic that you want to talk about in astrology that has to do with you or you and another person. So yeah, that's discounted only from now until June 3rd. So go on my website on the main rates of services page on indigomoonastrology.com. I will leave links for that below, so make sure you check that out. And also on my Instagram, don't forget to follow me on Instagram under at Cosmic Homegirl. It's just all together, and I am doing some Q&As this week, so I will be doing a couple lives and then also like the little questionnaire things in my Instagram stories. So make sure you guys follow me on there, and make sure you look at my Instagram stories for those too. And then next week I'm gonna have some special stuff where I'm going to be posting some stuff, teaching like some, just some nerdy astrology facts. Okay, because Mercury is going to move into Cancer. Cancer is my 9th house in my chart, and the 9th house does rule teaching as well. So I'm excited to do a little nerdy teaching and stuff. So yeah, just look out for that, you guys. Okay, but what's going on this week? What's the energy like? What is the cosmic weather like? Well, as far as any major transits, any major like planetary shifts, they are mostly happening at the end of the week, you guys. I mean, we still have some stuff lingering, of course, which is mostly the sun and Mercury together in Gemini. Mercury rules the sign of Gemini. It's in its home sign. The sun is there too. They're close together. So people's minds are just kind of all over the place. People may be a little more scatterbrained. It's super mutable mercurial energy all up in the air. And so that means it is a little bit harder to stay focused. Some people may feel restless too. You know what? People who are natives to Gemini energy, like they were born with Gemini energy very strong in their charts, I've noticed that they're very restless. It's hard for them to sleep at night. Some of them actually do legitimately suffer from insomnia because Mercury rules the brain, like how the brain works and operates, and thoughts and everything. So Gemini is the sign that rules that too. So we've got all this mercurial energy that, I was just talking to my sister who is a Gemini rising, and she, was cracking a joke about how at night she'll like put her phone down and turn everything off and try to go to sleep. But then all these thoughts start coming in her head, like random stuff, And I've seen other Geminis and third housers, if you know what that means in your natal chart, third housers and Geminis post little memes and jokes about that, like me at 3 a.m. and it's like you're in some weird costume just kind of dancing around and singing and stuff after you said you were going to go to bed and that you were so tired, so there is a restless energy with Gemini all up in the air. So that's what this energy could be doing for a lot of us. So it does continue. Now, what we have building up though, we have Mercury building up to making some kind of difficult aspects to other planets in mutable signs. So Mercury is here in the sign of Gemini. The other mutable signs are Pisces, Sagittarius, and Virgo. We have nothing hanging out in Virgo right now, not for a few months. But we do have 2 outer planets hanging out in these other mutable signs, which Neptune stays there for I think a good 14 years, and Jupiter is in a sign for a year. So these are slower moving. They're always going to be here for a minute, but Mercury moves very fast. Mercury only stays in a sign when it's not retrograde and it's doing its regular thing. It stays in a sign for maybe like 2 weeks. So it just stepped into Gemini and it's about to step out, next week. But before it does make some aspects to other mutable planets. So I will explain what that means. Okay, so let's see. Neptune is at 18 degrees of Pisces. So it looks like it could be maybe the 29th. Yeah. The 29th-ish. Let's see. Yeah. So on the 29th, and this is once again, I'm on the west coast of the USA. So this is Pacific time, US time. Mercury here. Okay. So on the 29th, or it could be the 30th, depending upon what time zone you're in, where you live. This is when Mercury is in a square aspect, a challenging aspect to Neptune. So what does this mean? Well, Mercury is once again our thoughts and communication and speech. This is how you text, how you DM, how you type out emails, how you handwrite things. That is Mercury. Okay. Any way that you communicate digitally or in person or tangibly. So this is what that rules, and it's making a challenging aspect to Neptune. Neptune rules confusion, fog, not seeing things very clearly, delusion, deception, hiding things. Just imagine Neptune as being like the energy of it is like a literal fog machine, right? Just imagine that. So when you combine that with thoughts and communication, it means it can get a little blurry. It means that people can say stuff, especially with quick moving Gemini. Yeah. And then there's a fog put over it. Like they can easily forget what they said they were going to do, or forget anything. This is an aspect that's already building. And let me tell you, but it's just exact on this day, but it's already kind of hanging out. And what I've seen is, when I worked at one of my other jobs, I was working the gates of an event, right? And somebody got through the security checkpoint, emptied out their pockets and their belongings. Actually, a few people did this, and they kept forgetting. They would forget their phone. They would forget their keys. They would have to come back for those important items. So Mercury's energy rules are the movement of our hands, like what we do with our hands. So even like little items that we carry in our hands all the time, I wouldn't say that they're necessarily ruled by Mercury, but the handling of them, the carrying them around and putting them down and picking them up, that's ruled by Mercury. And then Neptune is like forgetfulness and loss of things. So, you can easily lose items. You can lose track of your thoughts, lose information and data. And also, this is deceit sometimes. So some people may be actually speaking in deceitful ways. Maybe they could be with Neptune in the mix, which rules victimization. So some people could be playing that little victim role and telling you this sad sob story, and maybe there's like it's lacking some clarity or truth behind it. And maybe this is also a planet that can rule manipulation, like manipulation of other people's emotions. So when we combine that with the planet of speech and it's a challenge, just watch out for people who are trying to do that, trying to swindle or panhandle or any of those other words that could be used for thievery and lies and just not telling the truth, just kind of trying to, get in somebody's head in a way that's very negative, just for their own use. So Mercury square Neptune, that's going to be, it's hanging around this whole week. Protect your stuff. Hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your dog, because they, you know what I'm saying? Like it's that type of thing. Not fully and completely. I'm just cracking a stupid joke, but you know what I'm saying? Protect your things, protect your items, protect your information, because this is when, I don't know what it is about mutable energy, especially if it's Gemini and Pisces and Sag. Not so much Virgo, but these three, oh man. If there's these three in the air, which there is actually, because in the next day after that, that's when Mercury, it is in an opposition. On the 30th, it's in an opposition to Jupiter. And it's in another mutable sign. which can promise more than it can deliver. So we have Mercury in a T square, involved in a T square with Neptune and Jupiter. So what does that mean? Yeah, people can just be saying whatever and promising whatever and not following through. And for some people, maybe it's not malicious. Maybe it's not their intent to be deceitful. Maybe it's really in the moment they mean something. They mean well. They are like, yeah, they're all about it, right? But then when that moment passes, something can happen. The wind can blow a different way, okay? Like something like a pin can drop. Anything can happen, and they will just switch and just forget about whatever it is that they said, whatever it is they promised. This energy, this can happen a lot with this energy. And yeah, it can be just, people saying, oh yeah, I want to help out. I want to do this for you. But then in the end, it's like they don't even realize the consequences or the downside to things. This could be agreeing to do anything without checking the consequences, checking all the facts and information and getting all hyped about stuff, but then getting disappointed in the end. So, but this can bring out the thievery of it all. Like seriously, like the shysters, the scam artists. Oh, the scammery is real when we have Gemini energy in the mixed with Pisces and Jupiter. Come on, son. Come on now, dog. Come on, man. Please, if you are listening and you're mutable and you vibrate on the lower vibrational, part of the spectrum, and you're thinking about rubbing your little hands together going, yeah, let me see who I can scam this week. Yeah. Please don't do it. Okay. This happens a lot, and just pay attention to the news, you guys. Pay attention to social media. You'll hear this under something like this, I think, is when Jeffree Star's warehouse got robbed. I want to say it was when Mercury was retrograde in Pisces, and it was probably close to Neptune. I will have to verify that fact, but I remember looking at it at that time and tweeting about it. So, this Neptune, Mercury, and then Jupiter, it can mean no bueno, like energy, as far as people just deceiving and lying and stealing and cheating and, oh, it wasn't me, and trying to hide things. Oh my gosh. I don't know why. Why do you guys got to do this? So yeah. But let's find the good in this. Okay, because even though a square aspect and an opposition, they are challenging aspects, right? There's still some good things that can be brought. If you are a dreamer and an artist, this energy takes you away. It takes you away from practicality, from logic, and it takes you to that place that your mind goes in order to channel the divine creative energy, so that you can create beautiful, wonderful things. This is excellent energy for creating anything, any type of art, for being so in tune with music. Let me tell you, I have been even more in my headphones and just in my car, blasting the music full blast. Like Neptune wants to take you away, and then Mercury square that. Mercury can be about logic. Its natural nature is how you process logic, okay? And how you rationalize things. So that's normally what Mercury is here to do. But when it's challenged by Neptune, it's irrational. It's out of touch with reality. It is impractical. So with that being said, the challenge here can be grounding yourself back down here to earth and not letting your mind take you off too far somewhere, So, but like I said, if you do something creative for a living, this is beautiful. This is you in your element, being able to create and not care about what's going on in the quote unquote regular world, real world. The opposition to Jupiter. So this can be seeing things in a big picture point of view, rather than looking at all the minute, tiny details and how things can fail and go wrong. You're just like, oh no, F it, I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. Let's roll with this. Let's run with this. And that's all you see. All you see is you want to see things from the bright side, from the point of view of optimism, which is great, but this can be overdone to where you don't even see the consequences. And you know what I'm saying? You just end up kind of agreeing to things and jumping in and then being like, oh crap, later on. So stuff like that can happen under this transit, but this is also a dreamer aspect in a way. This is envisioning things, big leaps that you can take, and saying, you know what, I have full faith and belief that I can do this, that I can achieve this. And hey, I wouldn't doubt it if under an aspect like this, some people actually do go after something big and they actually get what they want. This doesn't always, just because it's an opposition, it's a challenge, it doesn't always have to mean, oh, it stunts your growth, or it blocks your ability to do something. And you know what I'm saying? Like this, there's still some good that can come out of this. So that's towards the end of the week, like especially what days are that? Wednesday and Thursday are very strong like days for these Mercury aspects. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And maybe through the weekend we'll still have, some of that energy hanging around. So yeah, if you guys are talking to anybody this week, I'm not saying this to think everything that they say is BS, but don't take everything for face value. And make sure you investigate and research things first before you get too carried away. And protect yourself, like I said, your items, especially your data, your information, your credit card numbers, your passwords, all of that stuff. Because this is very invasive energy. Neptune and Mercury. Neptune is invasive. It's dissolving the boundaries. So that could be between others and you, others and your information, others and your belongings, others and your cars even. A lot of people get their cars broken into when there's a Mercury challenge to Neptune transit. So just be mindful of that and very careful. But we do have Venus making a good aspect to Saturn though. Yes. So Venus at 19 degrees. Okay, so let's just say it's going to be pretty much like the 30th, 31st. Where'd she go? Venus. Yeah. The 30th and the 31st is when it's very, very strong. Venus and Saturn. So what does that mean? Okay. Where did it go? Okay, here she is. Venus. All right. So the 31st. Venus trine Saturn. So a trine is a positive aspect. It is two planets interacting with one another, beaming energy back and forth to one another and working together in order to create a certain energy for certain things to happen, right? So Venus in Taurus, earthy Taurus, grounded, stable Taurus, making a good aspect to Saturn. That's longevity. That's the long run. That's long-term plans, goals, finances, all of that. So this is a good aspect for financial planning. Now we still have the challenges with Mercury, Neptune, and Jupiter, which is like, yeah, go big or go home. Let's just do it. Let's run with it. Let's roll and run with this dream of ours. Even run with like a purchase that you want to make or something. But then Venus trine Saturn is going to say, hold up, slow your roll, stop. Let's ask some questions. Is this something that will benefit us in the long run? Is this something that is going to last a long time? Materially, is this something that is going to actually end up manifesting for me like something solid that's going to stick around for a while? This is also very ride or die energy too, especially when it comes to love. Venus is love and relationships, and Saturn is it's longevity. So it's like, maybe people are going to be celebrating like, yay, we've been together for such and such amount of years. This is my ride or die. We've been through so much weathering the storms together and we made it. We're still here. They've been through cheating and beating and everything in between. That's scandalous, but we're still here. We still together. If you are old enough to remember In Living Color, and they had that old couple that was like always fighting and trying to kill each other behind each other's backs. And then at the end, they'd be like, but we're still together. Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of this aspect. Venus trine Saturn in Earth signs. ultimate ride or die energy. So some people are, you know, just feeling like that, or maybe they're feeling like finding someone who is a ride or die. If you're single, finding someone who's solid, who you know is going to rock with you through no matter what you go through. They're going to be right there. They're going to be your rock, you know? So that's what this energy could bring. But yeah, it can also bring anchoring down some things with your finances, like getting real about your financial situations and your money and, you know, the job that you have, however you earn your money. It is maybe trying to solidify some work for yourself, you know. It is thinking twice about purchases that you make. Like I said, this Mercury and mutable stuff is like jump and fly and do it. But this aspect is like, hold on, wait, do we really need this though? Is this a necessity, or is this just something extra that we can do without? So the value and worth of relationships and material things are going to be in question while Venus and Saturn are together. I saw a tarot reading this morning, or earlier, by this lady, and she was like, it was for Scorpio, of course, because that's my rising sign. So I usually look at that first. But yeah, a lot of tarot cards of Pentacles, the Pentacles suit, or, you know, the Pentacles, it rules money and resources. But she kept mentioning the fact that there's something people are looking at, Scorpios or whoever's cross watching or whatever, are looking at like stability and longevity and making something solid and having a solid foundation within love. All these Pentacle cards kept coming out. So I was just like, yeah, this definitely sounds like Venus trine Saturn. And especially because I was a Scorpio reading, this is Taurus is Scorpio's 7th house of relationships. So definitely made sense. But for everybody, it doesn't matter, you know, what your sign is. Everybody will be feeling this to some degree in that way. But yeah, you guys, that's what the energy is like this week. The week of the 26th of May until June 2nd. I'm thinking about maybe including the moon, you know, going forward. Let me know if you guys would like me to include what the moon is in certain days and any aspects to the moon, because that way you can know what the mood is. You know, the moon does rule the mood in the air. So, and there's certain moons that are good for certain things for you to do in your life too. So I can definitely give advisement on that. So yeah, if you guys would like any moon stuff added into the horoscope, let me know. But once again, this is a general horoscope for all signs. You guys, this is not by sign. I do still have May horoscopes available, even though May is almost over. June, you know what? I had planned on doing June, but like I tell you guys all the time, I have jobs that are just, the schedule is random and sporadic, and I can get a phone call out of the blue or a text out of the blue about coming in, or yeah, even a phone call at the other one. Yeah, they do call and say, oh, we kind of need people like right now, you know. So I may get pulled away. I mean, hey, I'm a single mom, duty calls, you know what I'm saying? So I've had some of that this week, to where I wasn't able to really put as much time into stuff as I wanted to with my astrology. So I may or may not get June monthly horoscopes out. And, you know, if I don't, then forgive me. But I do have some other stuff that I am doing to teach you guys astrology coming up and give away a lot of my time and energy and knowledge. So definitely stay posted. But yeah, next week we'll talk about the new moon in Gemini that's coming up on June 3rd. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget, I do have the Skype reading sale only through June 3rd. So check that out on my website, indigomoonastrology.com. And follow me on Instagram. I keep saying that. All right. So have a good week, everybody. Hope you had a safe holiday if you celebrated. And happy Memorial Day to those who have served and passed on. And you know, you are appreciated. Anybody who's in the service is appreciated. I have a soft spot in my heart for especially men in uniform, in that military uniform. Woo! Anyway, forgive me in my Venus transits right now. Okay, so I will see you guys in my next video. And take care of yourselves. Have a good week. Peace.